Hi, this is JP from the Digital Architect.co. First of all, I'd like to say sorry for the horrible audio. I know it's horrible. There's a lot of background noise, but I tried to use a different software. It just won't upload correctly, so we'll have to use this for now. Again, I'm sorry for that. Okay, so I sent you an email that has a link on where you can download the Google SketchUp software. So when you click on that link, it will open to this page. Okay, just click on download SketchUp and then select educational and then type in your details. Okay, while the video is typing in the details, I just like to tell you that I originally want to do a webinar, but since we are from different parts of the world, it's a bit impossible for us to meet online at the same time, so I decided to do an e-course instead, whereas I will do a video with explanations such as this one and then send it to your email. So that way you will be able to go back to it whenever you want, whenever you have time, and you can rewind it or forward it to be clear on whatever I'm saying. So after you type in the details, select SketchUp Pro 2017, then download SketchUp. Okay, so while that is downloading, I'd just like to tell you that I will not be using SketchUp 2017 because I already used up the trial days. Click on save. Okay, but I will be using SketchUp 2016, which has the same interface as what you have, so you don't have to worry about it. After you downloaded the software, just double click on that and then it will open another window. Click on next, and until it finishes to it completely installs the software for you. So my approach in doing this e-course is that I will show you how I do it. Okay, so it will open into this welcome page. In the welcome page, you will have to choose a template. SketchUp has different templates depending on what use. So there's engineering, there's architectural, there are templates that is meant for blow up, for furniture. I usually select architectural millimeters. Okay, just select that and then start using SketchUp. It will open to this. Okay, it has a curl there. You can take that out. I usually do. Okay, since you're starting in SketchUp, I would like to suggest for you to open the instructor. For you to do that, click on Window, Default Tray, and then click on Instructor. It's already checked because I already have it here on my default tray. So there, that's the instructor. Okay, it will show you a simple animation of explanation regarding the tools you are using. If you have your mouse click to arrow or rectangle tool, it will show you that description for that, how to use it, and a little more information on advanced functions. So you can have that open so that you can practice the tools. Okay, I usually delete that. Just click on the curl and then hit delete on your keyboard so we can start. Okay, first tool is select tool, which is that one, the arrow tool. So you can use that to select whatever part of your model or your whole model. And then lines. Okay, you can use freehand. I rarely use freehand. And then arc, rectangle. I don't use rotated rectangle, circle, polygon, push and pull. You will use push and pull a lot. Okay, so that's a very useful tool. Next to that is offset. I use it a lot as well. We will use that for creating the walls. After that is move. Move is also used to copy. So for you to copy, just click on move, which is M on your keyboard, plus control. then rotate, and then scale. We will use the scale. I will show you how to use it later. And I use a lot of tape measure. I like to use tape measure for guidelines. I will show. Okay, let's start. This is what it will open to when you open your SketchUp. Usually has this girl there. What I do is delete that right away. Okay, so first thing I do, I save. I will save it as let's say lesson 1. Okay, now it's already saved. We can start. In the email that I sent you for this lesson 1, it includes a floor plan that is in PDF file and JPEG file. Okay, so you will use that as reference for our project. Okay, first thing that we're going to do is to import that file. There are 2 ways into doing that. First is click on File and then Import, and then there it will just open it to whatever folder you save it into. So I'll just click here and then import. Okay, I usually put it right there in the axis. First click will set it there, and then second click will resize the image for you. So it doesn't matter what's the size, we can rescale it later. So just click again. Your second click sets it in the SketchUp file. Okay, that's the first way onto how to import a file. Second is much more simpler, which is what I always do, which is open the folder, and then this is the JPEG file, and then just drag it inside. There, you have it. Okay, I will move it to the axis. I want to use this one, so let's just select on this one to delete. So you click on the arrow, click here, and then hit delete on your keyboard to delete that. Now to move, again, while on the select tool, click here and then type M on your keyboard, or you may select this one, which is the move tool. I will just hit M on my keyboard. It will highlight the move tool as well, and then click on one reference point, which I usually use the corner, and then drag it where you want it to be. So I usually want to start here, and the second click will set it there. Okay, let's try that again. Click on one corner and then click here. Okay, that's it. Now select arrow key again to release the move tool, or you can just hit escape on your keyboard. Okay, now that we have the floor plan here, this floor plan is already scaled as per my drawing, but we're not sure if it's really scaled. Okay, this one has the dimension, it has the doors, the fixtures. Okay, but for us to make sure that it is scaled, we will rescale it. For us to make sure, we will use tape measure tool, which is this one. Now click on that and then click on one axis, which is the green axis. Click there and then drag your okay, sometimes it does this, which is trying to check the measurement, but we don't want that. So I will select arrow tool again, or press escape, click on tape measure and then click on the axis and then drag there. Now you can see the guidelines. I use guidelines a lot to make sure that I have the correct measurement. So just click from one axis and then drag it to the right or to the left. It will follow you, and then click again on where you want it to stop, which is this line. So I'll click here Now we have that first guideline. Now we want to know if where our floor plan is scaled, or if we have the right measurement for the floor plan. To do that, we can see here that the measurement is 1,800 or 1.8 meters or 1,800 millimeters. So this part will show the measurement. You can use this. It's automatic. So when you click on one tool, which is, let's say if we're using tape measure, click here again from the guideline. When you drag it while it's still on, while the tool is still on function, just type in the measurement on your keypad, on your keyboard. So either you're using a numeric pad or you're using the numbers on top of the letters on your keyboard. That will do. So we have 1.8 meters. So let's type in 1,800. When you hit enter, it will automatically snap to where 1,800 is. So I will hit enter now. That's 1,800. That means our floor plan is not in the right measurement. So we have to make sure that we're working on correct measurements first before we do the whole 3D model. So to do that, let's click on scale. You can click here, or you can just type on your keyboard letter S. Just hit S on your keyboard, and then it will highlight that. That means the tool is already in function. Just click on one corner and then drag it, either smaller or bigger. So we want it to be a bit bigger. Okay, so there, maybe that's okay. Now we can move this floor plan to the guideline and see if it's 1,800 meters. Now it's still smaller, so hit S again, and then hit on click on the corner and then drag again. That's about the same size now. Release. Now let's see. Let's move that corner again to the guideline. Okay, that's a tiny bit smaller. We don't have to have the exact measurement because we're working on 3D, and what 3D does is just to have a visualization. It doesn't have to be exact. This is not construction drawings, so it's okay if it's a little bit off, but we can still rescale it. So hit S again and then drag that. Maybe this one is a bit better, so let's move this again. Click on M, move that to the guideline. Okay, now that's aligned. So we have guideline for this wall, guideline for this wall. Now we want guidelines for the other sides of the wall. So let's hit on tape measure again. Click from this axis now, the red axis, and then drag it to where you want it to go, which is here. Do the same for the other wall. You can zoom in, zoom out using your mouse by scrolling the ball on your mouse. So just set it there. Okay, now that we have guidelines for all the walls, we will do the wall now. For us to do the wall, I usually start inside and then offset the thickness of the wall outside. This wall is 200. That's 197, but if I hit 200 on my numeric pad and hit enter, that's 200. Okay, so that's the thickness of our wall. So for us to create the wall, click on rectangle and then click one corner, drag it to the other corner. It will snap right to your guidelines. Okay, now you can see this is the inside floor of your floor plan. Okay, we want to do the walls. But before we do that, I like to change the look of this drawing by changing, you can see the lines here, the edges are a bit thicker. I will copy it so you can see it clearly. Okay, see, that's dark. That it has thick edges. That's okay for you, but I usually change that so it's a little bit easier on our eyes. So to do that, click on Window, Default Tray, and then Styles, which is here. Again, Window, Default Tray, and Styles. Okay, so to take this thick edge, click on Edit and unselect all this. I will only leave out edges. How you see how that line changes? I'll check it again. Okay, so uncheck that. Okay, now it's a bit better on the eyes. Let's do the wall. Again, remember, the thickness of the wall is 200. So now we will use offset tool, which is this one. Or you can just type in O on your keyboard. Okay, then when that's selected, click inside and then drag outside. You can offset going out or you can offset going in. So we need this to go out, so let's offset. The tool is in function. As you can see, when I drag my mouse, it's also moving, but you want it to be exact 200. So while the tool is still in function mode, just type in 200 on your numeric pad or on your keypad. So I will type it in now, 200, and then hit enter. When you hit enter, it will snap into where 200 is. There. Okay, now you have the wall. We're doing the wall now, so I will click the inside rectangle and delete this one first. Now that we have the wall, it's still in 2D, two-dimensional. We want it to be in 3D. For us to do that, we will use this, the push and pull tool. Okay, so click this or type P on your keyboard and then hover your mouse inside. When it changes into that with little dots, that means you're selecting that part. Okay, after you selected that, click your mouse and then drag up or down, but we'll use it to drag up for the height of the wall. Typical height of a wall is 3 meters, so we will type in 3000 and then hit enter. Okay, now you can see you already have the wall. Okay, that's the wall. We can check the measurement by using the tape measure. So the height is 3 meters. Okay, the thickness of the wall is 200. Okay, now that we have a wall, next is we're doing the door. Now that there's a wall on top of the floor plan, it's a bit hard for us to see. So what I usually do is copy this floor plan right beside it, but making sure that it's still in the same axis, it's still aligned on the guidelines. So to copy that, click on M, which is Move tool, on your keyboard, and then click on Control as well. So when you hit that control button, it will have additional plus sign on that move tool. That means you can copy now. So click again, anywhere, just to have a reference point where it's coming from. Okay, I click there, and then when I drag it, I'll now have a copy of that floor plan. Okay, if we stay on the axis, you can see there's a red line there. That means we're still aligned on the red axis. So keep that, and then when you click again, that's where it will set. So I will click now. Now I have a copy of the floor plan. Why did I do that? Because I want to see the door if it's on top of the original floor plan, now that it has the walls, we cannot see where does the door ends or starts. So now that I have a copy here, I can just do another guideline, which is using the tape measure. Click on that and then click from one guideline, drag down, and then hit here. That sets another guideline, and I'll do that again for the other edge of the door. Okay. Now that you have guidelines there, it's easy for us to see where we want to cut the door. So now we will cut a space. We will cut it to have a door. So rotate it. If you want to rotate it, you can just click on your mouse. There's a scroll button on your mouse. Click on the scroll button, hold that, and then it will rotate or pan your view for SketchUp. Or you can just hit here, which is also the orbit tool, and do that. Okay, I did that so that I can see the side of the wall. I want to see the side of the wall because I want to create another guideline from this axis. This is the blue axis, which is vertical line. So I will click from this one again, use that as a reference, and then drag, then click it where this ends. As you can see there, it will meet there. Okay, when it meets, just click again. So you will have an axis on a standing axis. So you will have another, you want to do another guideline to have a guideline here. Okay, from the guidelines from the floor plan, you can now see your guidelines standing up. Much easier for us to see. So typical height of a door is 2.1 meters. So from the floor line, click here as reference and then drag again for another guideline, and then type in on your measurement on your keypad 2100. It will snap where 2100 is. Okay, that's the height of the door. Now what we want to do is take out that part. So for us to do that, click on lines, which is this one, or just hit L on your keyboard and start here. Click there, click another here for that corner, click another one for that corner, and click another one for that corner. What it does is that it separates this part to this wall. Now that this part is already separated, you can take that out by using the push and pull tool, which is this one. Click here and then click here. Now you can pull or you can push. We want to push because we want to take it out. So it's already offset to 200. If I push it forward, it will say it's only limited to 200, but you can still push it forward there if you want to. But we just want to take it out, so just click up to 200, or you can type it in again, which is 200, and that's it. Now you created a hole there where we want to put the door. Okay, I usually I forgot to put a window on the floor plan, but we will do that for lesson 2. So I will update the floor plan so we can add a window either here or this part. So because this one will have the mirror. Okay, now that you have the walls, you want to select the whole thing that we did, the 3D, by click on here, the arrow, and then selecting this whole thing, not including the floor plans. Now that it's all selected, right click on your mouse and it will open to this one, and then click on make group. I want to make a group on for the walls so that I can have it locked if I want to add a door there. Okay, or if I want to do other things, let's say here, if I move this, this will not be affected. Okay, let's say I did not do the group. So I will just explode that just to let you see what happens if you don't create a group. If I put another rectangle here, just like what I did a while ago, now that one is that intersects that one. So if this is not grouped, it's not locked, you can still move it around. Let's say I click on this one and then mistakenly I just move it, so it will ruin your 3D. So make sure to make a group after you're done with the wall. So again, to do that, click on arrow and then select everything, right click and then make group. Okay, so that will be your lesson 1. Lesson 2 will be about windows and probably adding the floor, adding the door. I will show that to you on our lesson 2.